What's up, guys? Shouri here, and today I want to talk to you about hero switching. This video is brought to you by LazyCast because he said that a lot of people aren't switching heroes when they need to. Our team was having so much trouble killing people, I was playing a healer, and then I decided I should switch over to a Judex. This gives us a lot more slaying power, and it can allow me to be able to get some kills while healing myself with the reloads, and also using the new bind feature. It really does help a lot. Right there, we immediately bind this guy, making his shots inaccurate, and immediately getting the kill, and then we just go off, we blind this guy here, and we are able to get the yaw pretty low. We do wait for his shield to go down, and then we hit him with the Fire of Justice, and immediately we get hit by a Scotty's Web, but luckily our Fire of Justice was still there. Even after he hit us with the ult, we were able to get the kill. We do help our teammates with 2 shots into the Judex as we were blind, but luckily we were able to go ahead and get the other guy that our teammates were fighting. We blind and kill the Diggy immediately, and here is just ring around the rosy, hoping we can get some heals. It didn't work out, but luckily our teammates contested long enough for us to get back, and by switching from that healer over to a damage, we were able to win the game. And it really is just that simple. As you can see, I was playing Osis, I switched over to Sindri, and now I'm actually able to go in and heal my team. With 3 minutes and 30 seconds left, these guys basically just absolutely destroyed us. It was not even close. But then I switch over to Sindri, and we have a chance. I put my Rage Ball over by them to give them heals while I'm trying to get some damage out onto this Gatlin. I am going to go back and heal myself as fast as possible. I tried to go through the main starting room, but didn't need it because of Sindri gets heals whenever she's out of combat. Either way, we run in as soon as we can, and we do some damage to the Ruby. We try to get some heals on our fort, but the main thing that we're trying to do is not get hit. We need our team to stay up, but most importantly, we need to stay up, because as Sindri, you need to make sure you're staying alive. So that's exactly what we do, and the change has worked perfectly. I mean, to have 3 minutes and 30 seconds left, we basically did not stop them at all. And then we get to this point, and we're absolutely dominating. It all has to do with the hero switch. Remember, guys, to like and subscribe, otherwise you'll lose all your games. Anyways, we are going to keep going and just making sure that we're getting any damage out that we can, and we want to make sure that we are here for our fort, because that is what's so important. The fort is down with the program, he's making sure we have the shields, and that's why switching's so important. Our fort was getting absolutely obliterated because he was an easy target. Our chemist was a chemist, so that's why he couldn't heal him. And though they would just kill the chemist instantly, the fort would die, and we would just have a bad time. So I go Sindri, and everything changes. Remember, Sindri is going to get a nerf, thank God, and it will be a lot better for most of you. But Ruby also getting a nerf will also be great, God. That is so needed. Luckily, the devs are listening to us, and they do want us to do better, and I think a lot of games, if you switch heroes, it will end up helping. And it's not always going to be a Sindri heal. It can also be just getting damage if they have a Gatlin. Switching to something like an Osis or a Hunter that can take out the Gatlin, or a Gatlin yourself. You need to know if your team is without a tank or a healer. Anything that it needs, you gotta be it. Because you can't rely, if you're going in solo, on anyone else to do it, so you might as well. I know that can suck, because you might be not as good with certain heroes, but it's something you can learn to get better with, and even a bad Sindri is going to be better than having no healer, trust me, because our chemist, I think, was a damage player chemist, which is, unfortunate, but luckily for us, it did all work out. We went from having no stops the entire game to completely dominating them right after we got it back. And that's what's so cool about switching to different heroes, is you can make your team comp so much stronger that you can go from absolutely getting obliterated to making that comeback, obliterating the other team, just utter domination. And it all comes down to having a better comp. This one, I was playing a damage before and it just was not working out at all, so I went Ruby because our team just didn't have one. This made such a difference, giving my teammates the ability to have some shields, and the good damage of Ruby was so important. I did have to play it safe here because of our healer being down, but as soon as our Sindri got in the fight, I did my best to throw my shields his way, and then it was a 3-on-1, so we were good. I do throw out some shields towards them, trying to give them a little bit of cover from the front side since I saw someone coming that way. Luckily for us, we were immediately able to take out the Johnny Jet, and that was a big thing. We were dying to the JJ a lot, and the Ruby just absolutely kills JJ so hard that it worked out great. And as you can see, we dominated the hill ever since I changed Ruby. We were losing so badly. It was like 30% to 70%, and we make the huge comeback all off the fact that we switched to a better hero. And it's not necessarily my best hero, but what it is better for the team. We stun their Ruby, get him to one-shot, our teammate goes in and finishes it off, and our Sindri doing a great job with his Rage Ball getting that kill. We take out the JJ, and it's just home free from here. We do go ahead and get the win. And here we went to a tank because we were getting absolutely wrecked by Superb Slayer. Wasn't even close, so I went to something that had a shield, hoping that it would help some. It wasn't great. I'm not going to lie, my team did their best, but it was just absolute and utter domination. Luckily for us, we were able to get some damage down, and then we were able to shield from the rest of his team, giving us a chance to start getting him low. My teammates did a great job to get him down, but we just died to the Gatlin, and I decided to go into a healer, just thinking maybe that would be better because we have to keep our Gatlin alive to kill theirs, and it ended up working out a lot better. My teammates just didn't really go next to my shields. I couldn't throw them down for them because I was getting targeted, so it just seemed a lot better to go lob. I can help them with a little bit of the damage, but most importantly, I can keep them alive for basically ever. As long as I'm not in the fight and they aren't targeting me, I can end up helping them. The biggest problem that I was having is I have to go in the hill since my teammates weren't, and it's very hard to keep them up versus full blast Gatlin and full blast Gloria. Luckily for me, I was able to jump and try to just swivel my way with movement and then use my ability to keep me invulnerable, and it ended up working out great. I immediately just start shooting the Gloria just like in anticipation of him dying immediately because that seemed to be what just happened to all my teammates the whole time. It was so much damage coming out, but luckily for us, we actually survived most of it, and we actually had a teammate go and play a tank, and this was huge. And as soon as this Gatlin hit his ult, we were able to just go in home free. I popped my ult just to be safe, and we are able to get everyone and end up winning the game. Man, that was so close from that mark. Oh my god. But right here, as you can see, we just switched over to the Wa Ling. And the reason that we did that is because our team didn't get any kills, ever, and that's fine, you know, but we do end up going Wa Ling, and as soon as that guy we saw through the wall comes out, we immediately hit him, and we try to get one of the Ruby shields down, that way we can just shoot through it, and I suck a little bit, but we did get some damage. I do end up just going back, staying invisible, and then getting the kill over on the left side, and right here, they're going to come through, but I got my ult. This is going to give me armor, and it's also going to give me the kill. I see the guy on the right coming through the wall, but my teammate's also fighting a 0 Kelvin. We need to go help him. I do also see my teammate getting shot on the right side, so I gotta kind of prioritize that side, because if they come through, I can shoot them, and then I can also keep an eye on the right side. They do end up coming through, and we immediately get the Hunter, and then we go ahead, get the Judex next, and we get the win. We do need to help with this Ruby a little bit, but he was out of the zone, and we end up winning. And then the same thing kind of happened on this match. Same thing where we have a Gatlin that's just out of control. So I go Wa Ling, and we are able to take him out nearly immediately. And then we need to take out the Sindri, but I just get absolutely destroyed by Gloria. It's rough out here. Luckily, we get a little bit of revenge, and we are going to move over to this right side. It seemed like they had a lot of people coming this way. I am going to try to help my team in the middle and jump down, knowing that I'm going to get just crucified on this right side. I do go invisible and immediately get a shot over onto the Ruby. Luckily, their Sindri's staying back a little bit, and I have a Johnny Jet to help me with things. I'm just trying to get a little bit of damage in so I can help my team. I get out. I make sure that I angle my body to be able to leap back so I can go get that heal. but it didn't end up mattering. And on this one, with 3 minutes and 55 seconds left and they are this far, it was probably a dumb idea not to switch sooner, but we did switch to Ruby because we just didn't have a shot. We had no tanks, we had a healer, but we have a yacht, it's rough out here. But we did go to the Ruby, and that gives us a shot. And that's the biggest thing. If your teammates don't take the initiative, you're going to have to. Luckily for us, this is not a normal mode, it is extended, so we do actually have a good chance of being able to stall this and then being able to come back on the attack side. So all hope's not lost, because they're going to be able to cap it with 4 minutes, let's be honest. But you can slow things down a little, and I go in to stun the Gatlin, and I immediately get killed by having to reload, which was unfortunate, but my teammates did help there, and we did get a good stun, and now all we gotta do is stall. We do not have to get this kill, but there's a fade, so we gotta be really careful. Luckily, we do have the lob here. He did end up getting killed, but it gave me enough chance to get the fade low, and my teammates do a great job on him. He ends up ulting me, and I just try to throw some shields for my team. That Gatlin was a menace, but we do end up getting in, we do stun, and we stall for even longer. We've been stalling this for 2 minutes on just no meters. Our teammates are just sitting on it as well, and we are doing our best to stop it, and it is extended, so every second really counts. It doesn't matter if they cap, all we gotta do is get it to a point that we can cap ourselves, and it is extending their time by a ton. So luckily for us, we are able to do a lot. And we are getting hit here really hard by the Gatlin. That's why we keep trying to dodge them. And then someone comes to the other side. We're absolutely screwed, and they do end up capping it. But it was good enough. And here we are going to go ahead and switch to Hunter. The reason for this is they had a Johnny Jet that was just absolutely annoying and destroying. So I am going to go ahead and be Hunter so we can stop him. And Hunter's also pretty good against Gatlin. I saw there was a shield there, so I am going to play this one careful. I'm going to just wall peek it, just get as much damage on that shield as possible. And they are going to have to come out because they can't shoot me and I can shoot them. I mean, you really have no choice. They did have the bubble, which kind of sucks, but our teammates take it down really quick, and then when the shell tries to get behind us, I make sure not to die from it and go ahead and drop my heal. We do have a Sentry, which is great, and I have a little bit of burst healing, so it's my job to make sure that if the Sentry can't handle it, that I go in and drop my heal, and then I'm just going to play back and make sure that we get the Johnny Jet out of his invisibility, and then whenever this guy tries to flank around us, I'm going to make sure the shell dies. We did a great job, me and the Sentry together, to make sure that that shell never really could do too much. We do go ahead and get that kill, and right here, we are basically just a Johnny Jet murderer. And that's the only reason we exist, and luckily for us, we are able to just do a lot of damage to this fort. I am playing smart and staying next to my Sentry and making sure I stay in that green circle. Luckily for us, we were able to get the fort, get the hill back immediately, and then kill the shell, and that makes it so much easier for the rest of the game. Now all we gotta do is take down the Kazama. There is an Osis in the middle, but it's no problem. We are getting him half health. The Johnny just has no shot here. Our Jabali does an amazing job just to get him down. We go back in the hill to make sure that no one can get in. We do knock back the Ruby a little bit, and it gives us the win. On this one, it can be a more unconventional pick. I picked Mark because we just had no shot. We were getting absolutely destroyed, and something needed to kill the Gatlin, so I chose something with a little bit of speed, and as soon as his bubble bursts, we go straight in, kill the Gatlin. We get this guy to no health, so their healer can die, but our teammate dies instead, which is unfortunate. But we knew this would probably be a problem, so we are going to have to carry this one. We are going to have to play smart, make sure that we take the right angles, and when we get really low, we're going to have to make sure we get out of combat to heal ourselves. Luckily for us, we can run away and get over to a heal, but the whole time we're trying to do damage too. We do wait as long as possible to get the full heal, that way we can get the most out of it. An absolute domination onto that Sentry, and then we're going to use our ult. We need to go kill the Ruby as fast as we can. Luckily for us, our teammates were able to help us out. Great job by the Johnny Jet. We know the Osis is up here on the back right, so we are going to kind of push up with our Vincent, and we do end up getting the kill. Luckily for us, our rockets don't care about smoke. It'll hit either way, so we do go ahead and throw the rocket onto the Scotty. We get webbed, which kind of sucks, but everything else is going pretty good. We are going to get inside of the heel of the Sindri, and then we're also going to get the heel from the lower heel over on the left. We get everybody low, just making sure that's our Johnnies and not theirs. I can never tell, so I just shoot them every time. This shell did a great job of getting me there, and we are going to have to let them take the hill. We have to get back because there's just too many of them. We need our teammates' help, so we do wait for a better time, and we just make sure we use our mobility to our advantage. Considering it was 70-0, it's not too bad at this point. But we do have to make sure we get this hill, and they cannot get another second. I am doing my best to get this fade low. We do dodge his charge and get out of there as fast as possible. I just had no health. We go around to heal, and our team does end up getting the win. Just like I got the win by paying Jordy to make my thumbnails. He's the best in the business, and he has very reasonable prices. I suggest you do it as well if you're a content creator of any kind for any game. He is your man. So go ahead, hit him up with info in my description, and I hope you all have a great day.